the founder of Hope Spring Eternal Introduction Agency and the founder of Ngosi Talk Shows. So I'm on my own today. Looks like everyone is having a break. So my topic today is regrets in dating and broken relationship. Help saving your relationship with just 3 easy steps. So I'm going to start with regrets in dating. So we all have committed mistakes in our dating lives. Whether you're married means you're dating somebody, you're with somebody, or you are in a relationship, it's still the same thing. So we all make mistakes. Um, some of us have lived with those regrets, and through some research, these are the common mistakes that I will be talking about when it comes to relationship. Most people regret settling down with the partner of their choosing. Sometimes people they choose their partners, so I'm gonna try to actually share my life. So some people will choose a partner and they get married, and then once they get married, they sometimes they get married and they regret basically not settling down with their childhood sweetheart, or with the love lost from college. Sometimes people meet each other, they connect with people college, and they settle down. They meet somebody college and fall in love, and then they move away from each other, and then they meet somebody else and they settle down with that person, but they still in love with somebody they met from college. So these are the regrets that people have when it comes to relationship, the regrets that people have when it comes to their sweetheart as well. So that's what I will be talking about. So I'm finished sharing my post. So those are the things that when people always, when they settle down, they have children, or they settle down, they don't have children, they still think that there's plenty of fish out there. And so why, they ask themselves, why did they settle down? So they still, although they're in love with the person that they're settled down with, but they still live with those regret, because it's like when you fall in love with somebody, people think there might be more fish there, but that person, the question is, that person you met from your college, you never got to know them. Of course, you were in love with them, you've never got to know them, but you don't know if they fit your taste or your personality. You don't know. And that's why people, they still have those regrets. And you don't know if they still have, they have your taste or your personality compared to that proven fish that you have. So that you have, and that can destroy your relationship, your sweetheart from your first college, your first love, people, if you ask them questions, they'll still tell you that I'm still in love with somebody that I didn't marry. I didn't get a chance to marry from my childhood. My sweetheart will only think that I have settled for second best only. That's what people will think. Uh, and they will think this will be unfair to the other party because you always be thinking about that first love. But sometimes the other person doesn't know. Basically dating people for the very wrong reasons and always results in disaster. When you date someone for the wrong reasons, it ends up in disaster. If you are still in love with somebody else, and if you don't go for, if still in love with somebody else, that person is still married. Is still married, but you still have those regret that what if, but you don't know actually whether that person would have been the love of your life. You don't know whether that person would have fit your personality. You don't know whether that person, you would have had children with that person, or simple, you would have got along with that person. All you know is the body of the person, but you don't know the future, what could have been. So that's why some people, they basically, they have regrets when they get married. You can find somebody, find somebody that they really, really, really fall in love with, and get married, they have kids, but they still have regrets. Some people date people for the wrong reasons, being physical attractive. People date somebody because they are physical attractive, business reasons, business contract and conduct. Some people date people simple for sex, or just even for sympathy, just out of sympathy. If somebody is basically feeling sorry for that person, they'll date them. People date people for the wrong reasons. Really, really wrong reasons. You will be surprised that you might say, no, sir, I don't think so, but you will be surprised how many people who are in a relationship, they dated somebody because they thought it will help them with the business contract. They dated somebody because, or they're physically attractive. They forgot about anything else that is needed in relationship. So we instead could date people because it seems like the right time the timing is right. You just date somebody, you meet them, you are like, okay, I'm just gonna try along, or because they have a great personality and that does not match. Sometimes the personality match our personality, but there's a lot that goes into a relationship. Some people, you may find that, like, let's say I'm an African person. If I date a Muslim person, I don't know anything about Muslim. I date a Muslim person. I'm not being racist. I'm just setting the fact. I'm a Christian. I don't know anything about Muslim. So I date them because that person, because is good looking, and because they have a they have best personality, nice body, they're good looking, handsome, and but the culture difference can destroy our relationship. If you are entering a relationship, uh, if you know that things will not work, don't waste your time on it. If I date a Muslim person now, if I don't understand, if I have no intention of converting into Muslim, I want to stay as a Christian. If I have no intention of converting as a Muslim, and this other person has no intention of converting as a Christian, so no matter how good looking they are, I personally shouldn't waste my time dating them. The reason why I'm saying I shouldn't waste my time dating that person who is a Muslim is because my relationship will never work. Because if we are both not on the same page, my relationship will not work. On Monday, I spoke about dating people, knowing that you are both on the same page. So if the Muslim guy has no intention of converting to a Christian, if I have no intention of converting to Muslim, so I shouldn't waste my time. I could talk to a Muslim person, but I shouldn't waste my time and talking about relationship because of the cultural differences. There are differences, interests. Let's say if I like to watch football and my spouse don't like to watch football, they can watch something else on the TV or on the computer while I watch something, football game, or they can play a game. That is a difference that cannot destroy a relationship, because sometimes you just have to have some me time. But there are differences that would turn a relationship apart, that will not work. So the culture different for somebody else is very, very different. The culture is basically the foundation of a relationship. When it comes to a relationship, cultural, unless if one person says, okay, I'm Muslim, or I say, okay, I'm Christian, but I don't mind converting to Muslim, I don't mind, so let's go for it. But if I say I want to stay as a Christian and he says I want to stay as a Muslim, so there's no way, it's just bye-bye. There's no way that that relationship will work. It doesn't matter how good looking you are or how sexy I am, is not going to work. So the looks, it doesn't work when it comes to relationship. So it is very, very important when you enter a relationship and you know that things are really, really going to work out, even if you try, even if you know that I'm going to try this. We are both on the same page. We are both um, basically, we are not wasting time. Uh, we're not wasting time for the wrong reasons. So you enter a relationship knowing that I'm not wasting my time. So people always regret uh, taking the offer of the date when the offer wasn't there. People always regret not taking the offer of the date when the offer was there. When somebody offers you, can I take you for a date? People like to play games. When the offer is presented to you, people like to play games because they've been hurt before, and they'll play games. But if a man doesn't play games and is really, really asking you on a date and you turn them down, there goes somebody else. Or you turn them down, you don't have their contact details to say, I've changed my mind, and then you lose that date. You always have regrets. And then you always ask these questions: what if? What if? What if I have taken his offer? What if I have taken her offer? What could it be? You are in a relationship, then maybe that relationship is not working out. You keep asking, what if? What if? So those are the regrets when it comes to dating. So just imagine you are a man and you are in your or 50s and you are single. Imagine all the girls who turn down, like let's say you are a woman and you are single, when you are men, you are single, you're in your 40s. Just imagine all the girls that turned down Bill Gates when he was young, before he built his software company. Imagine. I'm sure people used to call him names before he became who he is. There are some people who are famous, who are successful. Imagine those people, women or men, and people used to call them names. Imagine what could it be? So what I'm trying to say is give somebody a chance. It won't hurt to have a cup of coffee with somebody. It won't hurt to go for a walk with somebody. If somebody asks you, can I please have a date? It will not hurt to say yes. I give you my time, maybe 1 hour, and let's see how it goes. There are some people who are actually turning people down for the wrong reasons. And those people, they turn out to you. I hear sometimes girls say, I look at this man that asked me to go on a date, now he's married, and I look at this, or man says, I look at this. It's all full of regrets. Life is full of regrets. So if you don't know, if somebody asks you for dates, just go for it. You don't know, you might click with that person. You don't know until you actually take a step. You don't know. You might click, or you might connect with that person. That person might turn out to be your husband. Because what happens is people intend to think that they know they're planned. I know people, we talk about with personal development, talk about you have to write down basically your vision. You have to write down how your vision is going to look like. You have to write down the man that you want to marry. You have to imagine the woman that you want to marry. But there is a danger in that, because the vision that you are writing, the universe, God, is involved. And God makes a decision based on what you have been through. He knows what you have been through. If you've been rejected, he knows what you've been rejected. If you have gone through abuse, he knows that you have gone through abuse. So when you go out, you're not expecting a man in your life. You're not expecting a woman in your life. So you go out. God will present a woman to you, will present a man to you, and say, here is this. But you don't know. So if you're like, no, I've been hurt. No, I've wrote in my vision, I said, this is what I'm looking for, but this person does not look like what I've put in my vision. So that is the danger of the vision. How you imagine how your vision will look like. You turn up in a different way, in a different version than what you've put down. So that's why it's very, very important to actually, if somebody comes to you, hi, Jason. Thank you so much. So it's very, very important, if you are actually looking to do something, to say, okay, this is the decision that I'm making, this is what I want, and let God, the universe, because there is a power out there that is bigger than all of us. There's power. God is the creator. I don't know your beliefs, whether you believe in the universe, whether you believe in God. He is the creator of the universe. So he will give you your blessings based on your story, based on what you have been through, based on it. He will say, okay, this is what she needs, this is what he wants. This person is going through so many challenges in life, but then you've written, maybe let's say you say, I want a guy with blue eyes, I want a guy who is tall. So God can, if he sees that there's a guy but he's, instead of 6'9", he'll give you a guy who is 6'8", or maybe 5'9" or 6 foot. And that guy will appear, because God knows this is the man that is going to carry you through tough times. He knows that this is the woman that is going to carry you tough times, good times and tough times. He knows, and then he will bring you that man. So it will then be up to you to be alert. When you are single, you have to be alert. When you are in a business, you have to be alert. If somebody's talking to you like a business, wherever you meet somebody like a business person, they are always open to possibilities. So as a single person, you can't say, oh, you know what, I'm not ready. Okay, if you come out of a relationship, you'll sort yourself out for a year, that is understandable. But if you have been single for 2 years, 3 years, and you keep saying, I'm not ready, what are you not ready for? So no one knows the future. No one knows what the future holds. So if somebody say, oh, listen, I want to take you out for coffee, just say, okay, I accept. Let's meet at this time. You go have fun, because you are allowed to be spoiled. When somebody says, I want to take you for coffee, you just say, okay, it's good. I'm good. I meet people and they're like, chat me up. I'm like, I'm married. But if the offer of going for coffee is still available, let's go for coffee, because we are going for coffee, remember? No flirting, no nothing. Sometimes you go out with somebody for coffee, and that person is started the conversation with them liking you, and then you end up with a business deal. You come out with a business deal. Because for me, I go on LinkedIn, I talk to people and they're like this, then I'm like, no, and then we chat, and then I end up coming out, or they end up coming out with a business deal, or I end up coming out with a business deal. That's what life is about. It's about you opening the opportunities for people to enter your life. Not everybody. You know what people that I'm talking about. I'm not just saying just let everybody. No, you know the people that I'm talking about. Not judging people either by their looks or by anything. There's a girl actually in South Africa. I went to this party, and I had this guy won the lottery in South Africa. I think it was 10 million or 100 million, I can't remember. So this guy, he wasn't a very good looking guy. So I had people talking about him. So this guy goes to a party, lots of girls, and he chats to a girl, and then he says to her, can I take you out for a meal? And the girl says no. So then basically she refuses to talk to him because he's not that good looking, and the clothes that he's wearing, they don't look attractive. And she's like, no, thank you. Basically, she dismisses him, and she's not talking to him. She goes and chat to other men, other guys. So these guys that she's chatting to, and this guy spent the whole evening chatting to people, stop talking to the girls, because he really liked this girl. So, and then these guys that he's chatting, they're like, oh, that's our friends, by the way. He's a millionaire. So the girl hears that the guy is a millionaire. So the guy, they make sure that if they don't know what's going on, that he's asked this girl out, and this girl is interested in one of them. So apparently they tell her that the guy is a millionaire, he's just won the lottery, is loaded, basically. So the girl now, he's interested to this guy, and the guy says, no, thank you. because I approached you as me, you didn't want to know. So they've told you that I'm a millionaire, and now you want to know more about me. So you see, this girl, God had put this man in front of her, but she completely dismissed her. Hey, Tabo. So she completely, Jessica, Justine, you can even, if anyone is watching and you want to put your own comment, if please feel free just to put your own comment about this dating business. So you can put whatever you think. You can, yeah, listen to the secret voice, of course. You can listen to the secret voice. Secret voice will help you to actually um, attract the right things in your life. So this guy now, he tells this girl that, I'm sorry, I approached you as me, and I don't want to go out with you anymore. So that was it. That was the end of the story. I wasn't there when the story happened, but some people told me about the story. So you just have to make sure that you don't dismiss, you don't have those regrets when you're older. You don't have to make sure you don't. So it is very, very important. And in our current society, some people will put their career ahead of their love life. There's so many people, I'm a matchmaker. There's so many people that I have met that are telling me that, I'm sorry, at this moment, I don't have time for relationship. I need to sort my career out. I need promotion. I need to sort out my business. I have a business myself, but sometimes I need to switch off, focus on my family. I don't want to be thinking about business all the time. I wake up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. By the time 6 p.m., I'm exhausted. I don't want to think about business. All I want is my family. All I want is a kiss. All I want is to cook. All I want is a cuddle. Not thinking about business. So some people, they'll put their career ahead and they say, I don't have time for dating. It's not a bad thing though. It's not. But once they hit their 30s, they're like, I'm running out of time. I need to have a baby. I'm running out of time. I really, really need to have a baby. I really, really need to find somebody to settle down. But then you seem to lose something within you. If you search for love based on that, you will lose something. No one is running out of time. You can get married. It's the mindset of this society that when you hit 30s, you have got to have a baby. When you hit your 30s, you've got to have had babies. But where does that say in the Bible? People say, like, I'm running out of time. I need to have a baby. If they don't have a baby, then that is a problem. Then they end up meeting the wrong person because in their head, they want to have a baby. You can have a baby when you are 35. You can have a baby when you are 40. Your body might not be the same as when you are in your 20s. It might not be the same, but no one says you have time. You should basically be married when you are in your before you reach your 30s. You should be married before you reach your 30s. You should have babies. No one say that. It does not say that in the Bible. So you run. That's why you can put your life on hold and say, I want to build my business. Then I find somebody else, find somebody to when my life is settled. But no one knows the future. I've been running my business for 3 years. It's been exhausting. 1 minute everything is going well, and then the next day everything is not going well. So that's why I'm saying you can't say I need to sort out my business first, before I find somebody else. So if you need to sort out your business first, is fine. That is your choice. But when you hit your 30s, don't just say the clock is ticking, I need to find somebody. No, just say I'm ready now. Without any regrets, I'm ready to search for the love of my life. It will take you 1 year. If you are 31, you're a male who is 31, it will take you 1 year to search for the love of your life. Completely 1 year. That's all you need. So you don't just say, okay, I'm in my 30s now. That means you're going to meet anybody. Just because your mindset tells you and the society tells you you should be married by this time. By the society tells you you should have a baby. When you are 30, you should have a baby. But where does that say? You don't have to have a baby. You cannot have children when you are 31. You cannot have children when you are 32. You cannot have children when you are 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, maybe even in your 50s if you can manage. So you don't have to worry about this, the society, the regrets of the society. I wish I had a baby when I was in my 20s. You don't have to do that. If you make a decision, face the consequences without any regrets. Saying I wish I had a baby when I was 20. I had my first daughter when I was 28. And I don't have regrets. And I had my second one 8 years later, a good age. My other daughter looks after her sister. I am happy. I have no regrets. If I was to have, if I have had children when I was in my when I was in my early 20s, maybe I wouldn't have had mindset that I have now. I don't have regrets. I knew I wasn't ready when I was 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. I wasn't ready to have children. When I was 28, I was like, okay, let's go for it. I'm ready. I want to have a baby. I don't mind. So I have a baby. Not because the society says they have a baby. Not because a friend says they have a baby. I have a baby because I want to have a baby. So that was my decision, and there were no regrets. And then if you actually have a baby, because if you actually date somebody, if you do something just because of the society, because of what the society tells you, because what you think your friends or your family, the society thinks you should do, everything you do, you find it, you become less attractive of aging signs, because that is in your mind. Our body clothes will eventually catch up on us because of your mindset, because that's why you think that I should have had this, I should have had this when I was this, when I was this. So you are no longer searching for your life partner now. You are searching for to beat the clock. Those are the regrets. You are searching to beat the clock. So it's nice if you say, okay, I'm 32 or I'm 35, I'm still single, but I'm looking for a nice man, and ask God to get involved and get searching. God doesn't mind getting involved. Just say, God or universe, whatever your beliefs, and just say, let's get searching. I need the love of my life. I deserve this. I need to have the love of my life, and let's start searching. Ask Gary to search for you, and you search for yourself. You go to a matchmaking introduction agency. There's lots of matchmaking introduction agency. You go on the dating side. The dating side is a nightmare, but if you have patience, I've heard people saying on dating side is almost like a full-time job. So if you don't mind, you go to a dating site, create your profile, very nice profile, write nice profile about you, be authentic as possible, and just keep searching and say, God, I've set up my profile. Tell God you've set up your profile and get searching. You meet somebody without any regrets. You can try to balance your social life and your career life. Having a life, it doesn't mean you need to get married and sacrifice your career. You don't have to do that. You can balance everything. Remember, everything is your choice. Don't starve yourself when it comes to relationship and say, I'm not gonna have a relationship because I want my career. You can find somebody. That's why it's very, very important to find somebody that can complement you. You can find a man that is an architect. Who has, I'm not saying an architect is a career, an architect which is a mind, who has a mind of an architect. Architect, they are always alert. And a woman, you find a woman who is a mentor. If you want to balance your career, you have to find somebody who thinks like you, somebody who is happy to mentor you, who is happy to be to cultivate you, to cheer you up, to motivate you, to actually help you become who you want to become. So you can balance both by finding that. But if you feel that, no, I don't need to be honest, relationship can be very, very stressful. I've dated men that my stress became full-time job. So dating can be very, very stressful if you are dating the wrong person. I've dated men that it felt like emotionally I was being drained emotionally. So sometimes when you date, is very, very important to date people that are, if you are somebody who is driven and you date somebody who has a lazy mind, who does not want to do anything, that emotionally is going to drain you. But if you date somebody who is going to balance whatever, everything, their values, their dreams, their vision, everything aligns with your vision, then you will be able to actually balance everything in your career. And what match have I got for you? Anything you want, girl. Anything you want. Anything you want. So any man that you want, as long you fit their, and as long you are a mentor, you fit their criteria. For me, basically, I match people based on here. Um, so it's very, very important to actually, you don't have to sacrifice your career. You don't have to sacrifice and say, I'm going to sacrifice and give up everything for a marriage. No, you don't have to do that. That becomes, God does not say that you have to sacrifice anything. You don't have to do that. Try to balance your career and your social life. Having life, it doesn't mean having a love life. It doesn't mean you need to get married and sacrifice your career. No, you don't. You can have both. If you are getting married to the right person, it might even inspire you to work harder. It's just how you view the situation that basically would take you, it would determine where your life will be. Never date a married person. Some people likes to date a married person. Married people, they always come up to you with a story. She's annoying me. He is annoying me. I'm trying to get out. They have so many excuses. So they have so many excuses. Uh, when you date somebody who is married, it's a disaster that you're waiting. It's a disaster. It doesn't matter with how complicated things are, but it's a disaster. If they like you, say, okay, you like me, you're married, get out first. I'll be waiting. Just tell them to get out first. You'll be waiting, because if you get in, and they are still married, then you become the part of the complication situation. And that's when, my friends, sometimes you meet somebody, are you in a relationship? It's complicated. He's married or she is married. It's complicated. No, it's not complicated. He is not available. She is not available. She's married. So never date a married person. It doesn't matter how good looking, how they are, how good looking the woman is, how good looking the man is. Stay away from married people. It's not nice, and it's complicated emotionally. It's complicated, and you will always be about deceit, lies, and cheating. The unmarried party will also be led to expect something that could or might never happen in that relationship, with being in a serious relationship, which is being a serious relationship with a married person. So that means that emotionally there'll be a disaster. It might also bother you within your conscience. It will bother your conscience that you are destroying the life of the married couple while you have nothing to do with it. So if you meet somebody, they say, I am still married, I am in a relationship. That's why in my dating agency, I do not register anyone that is separated, because separation means I'm still divorcing. There still could be a mess in that divorce financially, these emotions. So if I take my client to meet that person that is separated, and then if the wife comes and then if the relationship gets messy, that means I'm not doing my job. So that's the reason why I do not take people who are separate, who are basically are separated. You have to fully divorced. You have to be fully divorced to enter Hope Springs Eternal Introduction Agency database. So that is a problem. That kind of a relationship will never work out, will never be fun. It will always be filled with doubt. You'll always have doubt if you date a married person, and that would be stupid regrets. People leave the person they love. The other stupid regrets, people leave the person that they love without any reason, basically walk out. They don't know why. You ask them, they're like, I don't know why, I just left. If you love somebody, why leave them? Infidelity, it could be infidelity. Some people leave because of cheating. Thank you, Josine. I will see you soon, and thank you for your support, girl. You look after yourself and stay safe. Remember, the virus is still, so keep safe. Thank you so much. So if you love the person, why leave them? If things do eventually go broke, it might be too late to go back. If you love the person, why being unfaithful? It might be tempting to try somebody else, to test other relationships. The bottom line is just be faithful. Just be faithful. People regret ending relationships really bad earlier. People regret not ending a relationship earlier. They stay on. Things will get better. I'm not happy. Right? They think, oh, things will get better. There might be times during the bad relationships that there was some better, there was someone better who would have wanted to be with you. Now they're older, they're in their 50s. People intend to make up stories in their head anyway. Say, I'm single, I wish I ended up my relationship a long time ago. I would have been met somebody who is better. I would have been done this. The regrets go on and on and on. The bottom line is, if you are not happy, you are not happy, find somebody else. Yeah. They might have been, but because when the relationship when the relationship changes, you got to find out why that relationship is not going well. If there's so much fighting, you've got to find out why there is so much argument in relationship. For me, in my relationship, I don't know. Some people might say, no, sir, we don't believe you. I don't argue when it comes to relationship. I used to argue, but I don't argue anymore. So if you think you are just not in the right situation, have the courage to end that relationship. If you believe that I'm not in the right situation, and just end the relationship without regrets. Don't be a jackass in your relationship. People often regret that they could have been nicer to their partner. You date somebody, no respect, you don't respect them, and then when you leave them, you start regretting that things would have been better, would have treated that person better. It will always haunt you. If you are basically a jackass, it will always haunt you when you treat your partner badly. How could our relationship have ended if I was nicer? Those are the regrets. So try to be nice. Remember the special dates. No matter how cheesy they were, just remember good things and good stuff. Even if you don't get along with somebody, you enter a relationship, you start not getting along with somebody, just remember the good times and relationship with in good terms, and learn how to handle things in your relationship as well. It's very, very important to actually work out when you are fighting or arguing, how does how basically to sort out and work it out and value it. If you value your relationship and you value yourself, it will help you basically to actually um, sort out your relationship. Now we need to think about broken relationship. The broken relationship, and how do you save it? How do you save your relationship? It seems like in today's society, relationship go to extremely to another. No one bothers to work on their relationship nowadays. Our younger ones, we just want everything to be fixed. You let your relationship just slip away, you become obsessive and sometimes dangerous in that relationship. And finding broken relationship help is easy, very, very easy. Following it, not so much. It's easy to find a coach, it's easy to find somebody, but just to follow it up, it's not easy. Before you start trying to put your relationship back together. This will be a good time to really be honest. Just be honest with yourself. Decide if that relationship can be really be saved. You have to decide. By deciding is sitting down and thinking what is going on in that relationship, and ask yourself these questions. Can I save this relationship? Can this relationship be saved? Can it really be saved? So we have to face them. Sometimes you have to face the truth. Not every relationship is meant to continue. Not every relationship. Some relationships are meant to just end. If you decide after careful soul searching that your relationship is worthy saving, then you can use the following step. If you believe that your relationship is worth to be saving, you can use the following step. You can be honest, be brutally honest with yourself. It's not easy to admit to yourself the truth. To admit the truth is not easy. Some people believe that lying to themselves is better than being truthful. So you have to be honest. You have to admit to yourself that you were wrong, whether you were wrong about the way you handled things in a relationship, or you were wrong about the valuing that relationship, or you have to take stock back before you can move forward. Once you are honest and evaluated that relationship, and your next part will be to decide if you are ready and willing to make the changes that are needed in that relationship for it to work. Are you willing to make the changes? Are you willing to be honest? If you if you really don't think you care enough to work or fixing that problem, both personally and the relationship problems in general, then it's time for you to cut off losses and move on. Because when you want to sort out a relationship, you have to sort yourself out as well. Sorting a relationship, it means you have to look through within and be honest. You have to look through that relationship. You have to talk honest and communications, even if communication seems to be difficult. Most people don't like to confront the truth. People don't like to confront the truth. They like to hide behind no confronting the truth. But communicating honestly is the most important skills you can learn if you want to have a loving relationship. And remember, it takes two. You cannot sort a relationship on your own. If the relationship is not working and the other person is not willing to get professional help, there is no way that you yourself can sort out that relationship on your own. It takes two as well. Even if you are good at communicating, and if the other person, they are not they're not really willing to actually communicate, they're not willing to look at the problems and sort the problems, then the relationship is not going to work. And you can't push somebody and say, listen, we need to go to a coach and drag them. You can't do that. It has to be a choice. How much do they love you? How much do they want to save this relationship? And you cannot be with somebody because just you feel sorry for them. You cannot be with somebody that does not want to save, somebody that does not want to save a relationship. If a relationship goes wrong, that means it needs fixing. And if the other person does not want to fix it, you can't fix it by yourself. It takes two. So that's all you need to know. It takes two. Even if you are capable of having an honest, open and adult conversation, if your partner isn't there when it comes to mindset with you, it's not going to work. There's nothing you can do. You can't stay in a relationship just because you feel sorry for somebody, or just because if the other person does not want to fix the relationship, then the relationship will not continue, because emotionally you get hurt emotionally. So you have to be ready to sincerely apologize for your mistakes. You apologize to yourself and your part is the deterioration of a relationship. So you have to apologize to yourself and let it go. However you want to solve it, if you want to stay, you can stay emotionally, stay there. Is whatever you decide. But the two of you have to be able to work together. And that means accepting responsibility for your mistakes, because relationship, you can't blame anyone. I've met people who are divorced, and when you ask them questions, is their husband, is their wife, my wife is wrong. I was talking to this guy on LinkedIn a few days last week. He was telling me that he's looking for a friend for benefits. I was like, but you're married? And he was like, my wife. I was like, no, I don't think so. Relationship, it takes two to tango. So if your wife, things are not working, why aren't you out first? So I had to speak to him and say, get out first. It's not fair that if you're married and you are finding friends and benefits, and it doesn't matter whatever I said to her, it's not fair for your wife. If you really, really have problems in your relationship, get out, then find somebody else. Because if you say, I'm going to cheat, that is an excuse. That is unforgivable. If my spouse is in the wrong and I feel that I can't fix this with this person, I get out first. Then I sort my life out. Then I find somebody else. So that's what life is about. If you are a partner who is unable, if you or your partner is unable or unwilling to admit fault or apologize, then the hurts and resentment will continue to mount. It will be like difficult to actually break away from these chains, the resentment every single day. So you have to be willing to sort out the problems. Be dedicated to yourself and following this broken relationship with your partner you have. If you follow that, you have a very, very good chance of having a good relationship or a respectful relationship, and basically living a happy life. Is very hard, to be honest. So you have to be honest. It's not easy to admit that you are wrong, and just acknowledge what your partner wants as well, what your spouse want is very, very important. The other person, what they want, and just wake things out and admitting that if you are wrong, you are wrong, and admitting, we are all human beings. If you are able to admit your mistakes and you are able to say, I put my hands up, I'm in the wrong, it's fine. It's absolutely 100% fine. So that's what relationship is about. That's how you fix a relationship, by being honest and communicating open and being honest to yourself, with yourself. And if things, hi Claudia, if things are not working out, and just be honest with yourself and be honest with your spouse as well, is very, 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 very important. Because if you are not honest and then you are not willing to sort out whatever the problems you are facing that moment, you have to basically walk away. Number one, you talk honest. Just be honest. That is very, very important. The communications, be honest with the feelings and the difficulties. And number two, make sure that you understand that relationship is not one-sided. This is very, very important, because people start blaming. Number two is very, very important. Relationship, it takes two. When you go on the dance floor for a ballroom dance, if you choose to do tango, it's gonna be, you need a partner. You can't do it by yourself. Or if you are doing whatever the dance, the ballroom dance, whatever you'll be doing, you need another person to complement you. So that's what relationship, it takes two. So you have to be aware of that. Number three, you have to be ready to sincerely to apologize to your spouse and acknowledge your mistakes, and not making yourself wrong. Carol Ann always talk about, whatever you do in life, never make yourself wrong. Relationship will always go wrong. Will always. If you tell me somebody who has, I'm a matchmaker, sometimes I have problems in my relationship, but the only different with me is I know how to deal with problems in my relationship. So that is the difference. So if you can work out how to deal with the problems, you're good to go. You have to have the tools and the skills to work with problems. So that's what I do. I do face problems as well as a relationship coach. So what I'm going to leave with you is, don't have regrets when it comes to relationship. I know there's some people who have regrets with their age, saying, I am older, I wish I had done this. Forget about what you wish you would have done. You just live in that moment. There's everybody for everyone. If you are single, there's everybody for everyone. You don't have to live in regrets. And also, if you have your sweetheart that you're still in love with, just get rid of those feelings, because you don't know. Sometimes we think we're in love with people, but our personalities are different. So we don't know whether that relationship would have worked anyway. So you don't know. So just, if you are single, just find love. Go on the dating site. Go find a matchmaker. Hope Springs Eternal. Come to Hope Springs Eternal Introduction Agency and just find love, and stop complaining or whining, saying, I regret this, I regret this, I regret having babies. You want to have a baby? Go have a baby. It's very easy. You want to have a baby? Find somebody, right person, Not just go and have a baby with anyone. Just go find the right person. You have a baby, forget about the time. The clock is ticking. I am 40 now, the clock is ticking. No, life, it doesn't work like that. Just take your time and find somebody that is suitable for you. Forget about the age, is a number. So I'm gonna have to go now, guys. I'll see you tomorrow and Gossip Talk Shows. If you're looking for love, go to Hope Springs Eternal Introduction Agency. My website is on there, www.hseia.com. If you're looking for, you want to talk to one of the speakers, go to Gossip Talk Show page, or you can go to a Hope Springs Eternal Introduction Agency page. Live with grace, everyone, and God bless you. Bye, everyone. Bye, Claudia.